3 days later, there we are in the middle of the arena. Walmart Yujiro is raising his arms up, saying, "Today he's going to kill the kid." Zed is amazed. This guy is still so confident after getting his but kicked so hard, and Ryu still insisting he back out, saying they can still run anytime. But there they are face to face. The fight everyone's been waiting for, bro. The fancy twirly guy versus the city beggar suddenly fell. The look on everyone's face in the stands changes, and Ryu says things just got serious. Strangely enough, the guy had taken on the exact same stance as Zed. Yuru is thinking that Herna better have a solid plan, and that's the only reason he even came back. No way. There's an air hand without mana. That wouldn't make any sense, but he was abandoned in prison, so maybe that's why. He decides to rush in, saying he's going to find out for himself. Our boy dodges the first move. Well, now it's Yujiro who's giving out tips. He says he practiced what Zed told him and really noticed it was useful. Our boy is dodging, impressed that the guy actually listened to what he said and practiced. But then suddenly, he notices the way the guy is positioning himself, and bam, he whips him on the side of the head. Man, Yujiro was left all twisted up with smoke coming out of his forehead. But out of nowhere, he starts smiling. Says the loser really doesn't have any mana. People in the crowd say that weirdly enough, today he seems really tough. Everyone's cheering for him by name. But Zed already knew what it was. The Overbed, an item that negates 90% of physical damage, which is just absurd in a fight like this. Normally, it's easy to beat someone wearing it since all you have to do is use mana. But in Zen's case, well, he doesn't have any mana. Ayu's over in the corner trying to understand what's happening. Why this guy is resisting Zed's attack so easily. He tells him to be careful. Clearly, that woman did something, but Zed's smiling. He tells Ryu just to watch and pay attention. His friend doesn't get it. Why the heck is he smiling like that? Meanwhile, Yuiro asks if he's going to give up. Suddenly, Zed lets his shoulders drop and says he's actually surprised. Yuiro immediately notices the boy's fighting stance had changed. He was going to ask Zed something, but he just got smashed on the side of the head. Even with 90% resistance, his ear was already purple and turning necrotic. A kick to the stomach. He starts stumbling backwards, confused as to how he's even taking real damage with that belt. But man of our boy Zed had a grin on his face. It's not every day he gets to fight using 100% of his strength. Whenever he did that in the ring, within less than a minute, the other guy was already unconscious on the ground. Because of that, he'd never really been able to go all out before. But here was a guy standing in front of him taking all those kicks and still on his feet. That was the first time he'd seen something like that. And instantly, he wanted to kick him some more to see what it felt like again. Yuiro throws his arms up, convinced another high kick is coming. But then he gets slammed in the ribs. His guard drops. He takes one in the face, goes to block low, and gets hit in the gut. The poor guy couldn't even tell where the attacks were coming from anymore. That was it. He couldn't even see what was happening in the fight anymore. While Zed is telling him not to dare collapse now, Yuiro tries to say he gives up and takes another one to the chin. The crowd is stunned, and now our boy breaks the belt. The item shatters. Yuiro feels a chill go down his spine and collapses to his knees. Right then, the protagonist asks him why he's not getting back up. Yuiro was about to apologize again and say he forfeits, but gets another shot right to the face. Ted's not letting him say the word forfeit. That wasn't nearly enough yet. But just then, you see something strange. Zed's contact lens was breaking apart, and he could see the red eye underneath. The guy was about to say the name Iran but passed out cold, falling backward. Suddenly the protagonist feels something strange in his chest, like some kind of alien energy coursing through his body. He decides to open up the system window, and man, just like you guessed. Finally his mana had gone from 0 to 1. It might not be much, but to him the feeling was way better than expected, because yeah man, he's got an S-rank Archmage talent. So that makes a huge difference. But then he notices strangely the whole place had gone silent. Ryu comes running and asks why he took the lenses out. Zed, bro. He just points to himself and asks, "Can everyone see my eye?" And Ryu says, "Obviously." Not only that, his eye look even redder now, almost glowing. From the stands, everyone recognized it instantly and shouted the name Ah, and nobody had any doubts. They just took off running, bro shouting that anyone seen by those eyes dies. My god, what the heck did his family do in this world, man? Just seeing the eye color was enough to make everyone bolt. Not even Itachi if the Manhwa sharing caused that much fear, bro. Right then, Zed ran off too, saying that soon the guards were going to show up, so they better disappear quick. Meanwhile, Miss Fat Lips over there was fuming, saying she never should have listened to that damn guy from the prison. She gets up saying that now she's going to have to deal with this Zed guy herself. Obviously, she's furious because she lost a fortune since that guy she hired, right man, wasn't cheap. Not to mention that belt cost over 200 gold coins and was destroyed at that moment. She knows that damn brat already made her lose around 2,000 coins. She's screaming in rage, puts her hand on her face, saying she should have listened to that guy and killed that brat from the start. Meanwhile, our boy and Ryu, man, they are already getting ready to leave that place. The problem is that now there were guards everywhere. Sometime later, Ryu comes out of a barrel asking if things are finally calm. He tells the boy to stay there because he's going to get a carriage so they can leave. But right then, a guy with orange hair stops and says that has sent him. She has some information that Ryu was looking for and that he should go talk to her. Besides, they'd better know there wouldn't be any other carriages running in that city. I thought the boys were going to run away, but there they go again, going to meet up with the crazy lady. Will obviously knows it's a trap, and Zed already knows, too. The friend thinks it's crazy, but Zed says if they don't take care of this now, the problem will follow them for the rest of their lives. So, it was time to finish it. And just like he imagined, a little while later, there's Hero with all the guards. Even that bastard Clark Mustache showed up, man. All crook thinking he's not going to lose. And Clark guarantees that if someone dirty like those two really did steal a key and run away like that, Hearn is laughing, says he was an idiot. If he'd had stayed on her side, things wouldn't have turned out like this. But Zed says that even if he could go back in time, his choice wouldn't change. Besides, he wasn't planning to die quietly. At that moment, Clark draws his sword and says, Zed Araham will be executed right now, and no one should interfere. The protagonist just tells Ryu to stay back. And Clark says it's comical. The boy really thought he had a chance in this fight. Honestly, for a mage, he was brave. Our boy says he has a 50% chance of winning. That actually is kind of a psychological game he plays with himself. Against someone stronger than him, he always believes that because then he doesn't give up. At least he has a chance. And against someone weaker, he doesn't get too careless either, since that person also has a chance. This little got quite the strong mindset. To him, it didn't matter how strong the five-circle knight was. The odds were still 50-50ths. Either he wins or he loses. Then Clark starts coating his blade in aura and says the boy is confident until the end. His aura expands and he warns that the boy will die confident either way. Then he charges forward, calling out to Zed Aran and telling him to die. The protagonist just watches him coming, saying that was exactly what he wanted. He didn't want much, just the opportunity to risk his life and the chance to lose. At that moment he became a challenger once more, and the signature expression of the rank S determined challenger activates. All his attributes temporarily increase by 10. He sees Clark's blade coming and a purple explosion hits the ground. He calls out for Zed, and in the middle of the smoke, Clark is standing there silently. He had opened a crater in front of him. But where was the boy? That's when someone tells the captain to look up. Man, there was some lightning bolts coming. Hey, what's this? Out of nowhere, the boy was flying and glowing. What's happening here, man? He activated the Reborn Thunder transformation. Ah, I get it. He gained 10% more in all stats. Probably got more mana, and now he has enough to use power. He's an S-rank archage. That little transformation kind of reminds you of Kaliwiz, doesn't it? When he has all lightning eye, except this one's the golden version. Our boy immediately charges in. Clark is surprised and has to defend against the flying kick. Man, he was already a beast in hand-to-hand combat. Now he's going to beat people down with magic. The fool is pushed back and keeps wondering how this is even possible. He can't believe a brat like that could have lightning kai. Unlike the basic elements, almost no one had resistance to lightning. But this was an element that not even the founder of the Iran clan was supposed to have. So why did this discarded brat have that power? The guards and that fool Hera are all standing there with their jaws on the floor. Ryu off to the side isn't even impressed anymore. Clark though stomps the ground firmly, thinking this is what he hates the most, people who have everything handed to them just because of their bloodline.